All right, I'm back. We got a Sunday morning shave today. I got my TRC shill mug this morning. Got this fancy coffee cup from the Razor Company. I just got black coffee in it, little skosh, little dash of sugar. We are going to get into a nice shave this morning. Going to be using my favorite barbershop, and this one is from west of Olympia, which sadly is no longer in business. But the scent on it is Pride, and it's out of their 7 collection, 7 Deadly Sins. And here's a look at some of the ingredients. It was actually a soap that I feel like was ahead of its time. It's really good stuff. It's this kind of yellowish brown color. It's a firm soap, but not so firm that you can't press into it. A little bit goes a long way, and I find with the West of Olympia that it's one of those soaps that kind of like forms into a glue, and whereas it's like really dense and it kind of leaves like a really stringy dough-like consistency, and you just got to keep adding water until it finally gets into that shiny, smooth lather that we're looking for. I do have it whipped up already. I have it right there. I have it in my Lancaster Razorworks bowl. You can see it has a nice shine to it in the light. And I think this light from the back is definitely helping me out. Sorry if that's distracting, but got the Thirsty Badger, not Thirsty Badger, the Crazy Badger. Got the Crazy Badger shave brush right here. It's one of my oldest brushes in my collection. It does have a no frills badger knot on top. Then of course, my beautiful Lancaster Razorworks shave bowl with the lather inside. And let's get into it. I think I'll wet the face. I might use a little bit of mentholated PreShave, just for reference. I have a few days of growth, and you can kind of see there's definitely, and also right here. That's why I always shave the neckline, because I have a fair amount that comes up. It almost touches in the middle, almost. But there's a fair bit that I'm gonna dial back there. Every once in a while, I'll have some commenter that is just trying to, they have nothing better to do with their time but to try to discredit a bearded wet shaver. Say, what are you actually shaving? And the better question is, why would I be shaving if I didn't have something to shave? But that's enough of that. This is Sterling Soap Company's mentholated PreShave, and it's not that I would need PreShave to aid West of Olympia's shave soap, because it is a really good quality shave soap. The soap base would be a couple years old at this point, but like I said, I think the soap base is ahead of its time. It's definitely a good one. It has kind of a medium structure, medium density. And I'm just adding a little bit of water to the mentholated PreShave in order to kind of get it into this sudsy stage. And that way it doesn't interfere with the lather in any way. When I go to throw the lather on top of it, it'll just incorporate seamlessly. Alright, let's go ahead and dry off the hands just a little bit before we handle the shave brush. And let's get into it. So the lather on this one has about 6 out of 10 scent strength. It is bold and banging in here. I can definitely smell the barbershop fragrance at all times. I'm not looking around, wondering where it's at. It is present, and it is up in my nostrils, and I love it. This is I would say it leans a little bit traditional, but it's more complex. Like it's like they put a twist on a traditional barbershop. It's definitely not what I would consider a modern barbershop in the way of being like fresh and clean and very light-hearted. It definitely has the traditional vibe to me, where it's like you actually get, a little bit of powderiness and musk and whatnot. Like it still upholds like a traditional barbershop heart, but it just has more complex cologne-like qualities to it. If you ever see West of Olympia on resale and you don't nag it for yourself, then definitely hit me up, let me know, because I would probably go out of my way to try to pick up more West of Olympia, even though it's a older soap base. Really good shit. Not really too far removed from today's good shit, by any means. I'd happily use West of Olympia's shit for the rest of my life. Alright, today we're using the Karve Overlander razor for the first time ever. This one is in brass, and man, is this an attractive handle. Very attractive handle. I really like it. None of these grooves are too deep, so I think cleanup would still be rather easy. I'm one of those guys who cleans up my razor entirely. I break down all the parts, wipe them down. I do that after every shave, and so I don't think this one would be a bitch to clean up. This is on loan to me from Jack from the Virtual Groom Room. I've been hanging out with him this weekend. He's in my city, so showing him around. But thank you, Jack, for letting me borrow this. Has a about standard width head. I've definitely seen thicker fat heads, and I've definitely seen more slim head designs, but this one's about average. You can see it does have a little bit of like angular something going on, like right on the side. It's just not perfectly rounded. It seems like there's like a little bit of angular something going on either edge. But very nice fit and finish, exactly what you would expect from Karve. It has absolutely massive lather channels, and it works with a, what do you call it? I know it takes forever to pull this out, but it works with a 3-post kind of design. Let's see if I can take this apart here. There we go. It works with a 3-post design, so very common design there. I'm using a Gillette super thin blade. I think it's on its like 3rd use, so no big deal. I'm not going out of my way to have like a fresh blade in here. If it stops feeling comfortable at some point, I'll just change the blade. Alright, so let's get into this. I'm not going to go against the grain on the first pass, although that is this razor's kind of claim to fame. Karve marketed that this razor can go against the grain on the first pass and be, completely smooth and comfortable. I thought that was a bit of a gimmick, a bit unnecessary. I found the way that my brain works was like, Karve has such a great reputation that you don't really need to come up with some gimmicky tagline to sell your stuff. What I've heard through feedback, though, shavers that I trust, they said that they've tried it and it works. I'm not going to bother with it, though, because I don't know, how long that I'm going to be borrowing this razor for. I don't know if I have to give it back today or if I'm going to be able to hold on to it for a while. So if I only have one shave to test it with, I'm going to test it the way that I shave every single day, which is a 2-pass shave, 1 with the grain, 1 against the grain. I will say, so far, It's feeling extremely smooth. To me, there's no real like apparent blade feel or anything uncomfortable. Very smooth. It feels very comfortable. This would be easily recommendable to a new wet shaver. Probably not at the price point, but at just knowing that if you did drop the cash on this, you would be surely getting a very smooth and comfortable shave. The angle seems very intuitive too. I'm not having to do no tricks that are out of the normal in order to get the appropriate shaving angle. I'm not one of those guys that found that with the Karve Christopher Bradley razor either. I didn't really find that I had to use a more significant angle to get a good shave with it. I know a lot of shavers did though. So, that's, if you were one of those people, you can rest assured that this one will shave at the regular angle, something that's intuitive and normal. Talking a little bit about the price point. The brass was $125 and the aluminum version was $115. So, very approachable, not a bad price at all. This one is a one setting razor. It's not an adjustable system like the Christopher Bradley is. So that is, maybe a negative or a con with this razor. But being that it's a one setting, solo setting type razor, I'm assuming they would be able to have it in stock more often since they don't have as many interchangeable parts. So I hope that that would be the case. And I hope, if it is the case, that is definitely a positive for the consumer. If you want one, it should be available a lot more often than the Christopher Bradley. The Christopher Bradley has all these different metals and a ton of different base plate options. So as such, you might be waiting for an option that's out of stock and so on and so forth. With this one, I would assume less moving parts, it'll be in stock more often. That's the way my brain works. I guess time will tell. Just a beautiful, beautiful lather with this one. I am absolutely enjoying the scent. I don't use it often because they're out of business and I don't know if I'll ever get more. But when I get a wild hair to pull it out, I always enjoy it so fucking much. It's a great, great soap. I need to make a mental note to load heavy load light because it definitely doesn't need a heavy load. It's nice to have a heavy load, but it doesn't need it. Alright, let's go against the grain. And that felt super smooth. Those first few swipes are just kind of, I start out above the beard line and then I incrementally inch downward until I feel like I'm making contact with the beard line. And once I do, then I actually commit to a longer stroke. And that way I'm actually hitting the area that I want to hit. And I gotta be a little bit careful over here. There's multiple blemishes that just don't seem to want to go away. So I'll kind of ride the razor a little bit wonky in order to get past those without opening them up. I want it to heal and want that annoyance to be gone. I will say I am intrigued by the against the grain on the first pass claim. I do want to experience it. And like I said, Karve has such a great reputation that I would stick my neck out at that price point without batting an eye. They've done me so well with the Karve Christopher Bradley razor that I would give them a chance with the Overlander without blinking an eye. I would shell out the cash and just automatically assume this is going to be a fantastic product. And today's shave has been absolutely wonderful. I'm using one of my favorite scents in my collection, my favorite barbershop for sure. The Overlander is feeling super smooth and comfortable. Just everything about it so far has been fantastic. It doesn't have a ton of blade feel. I wish it had more blade feel. But the end result looks like it's going to be a very comfortable shave. I'm going to feel around a little bit just to kind of see how it did. I always, if I'm going to need pickups, it's going to be like right in this area, like right where my beard turns the corner. I don't know if I have a swirl on either end, but if I need pickups, it'll usually be there. And I have a swirl right on my Adam's apple too. It feels like I'm BBS everywhere. Like it feels like I hit all my spots. So that is a 2 thumbs up shave. It has the efficiency to get me BBS with my 2-pass kind of hybrid shave style. And it has the feeling of a much milder razor, but the efficiency at least on par with like a medium efficient razor. Because I can get BBS with medium efficiency, so it is at least on par with a medium efficient razor. Let's go ahead and grab the Lancaster Red today. And we will go ahead and wipe down the black sheep towel. Always a pleasure to use. It's absolutely luxuriously soft on the skin. It does a great job of absorbing the lather and moisture off the face, getting you down to a dry surface really quickly. Of course, no towel is going to be able to get the lather out of my beard easily. I need some sort of like lather extracting vacuum to get lather out of my beard. It's always a tug of war trying to get the lather out of my beard. All right, let's move on to some PreShave, and then I'll let you guys go. Today we're going to be using Matti Lindholm shaving supplies. This one's called Toxic Waste, and this was surely inspired by Haga, the green Haga, which Matti used to endearingly call it Toxic Waste. But that's an aftershave lotion. This one he calls it an aftershave balm. And very simple ingredients: shea butter, aloe vera, emulsifier, menthol, water, and essential oils. And you can see he kind of put hazardous waste and has the little skull and bones over there. But this is just an orange scented, slightly mentholated aftershave lotion. It does have a restrictor on it, but I think you could do without the restrictor if you wanted. If you wanted to pull it off of there, you gotta kind of really beat it up against your hand a little bit to get some to come out. It's not super thick, but I think it's just thick enough to not easily come out of the restrictor. So I hope I'm not making too much of a mess, but it's not super thick. And that just has a wonderful, straight up orange scent, in my opinion. I am feeling a little bit of a menthol presence, so watch it around the eyes. Came out a little bit easier that time. Get some over here, get some over here. And I have used this before in the DK's Arctic Freeze format, and it left my skin feeling very nice afterwards. And that's just a very natural smelling orange. It smells fantastic. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. First impressions of the Karve Overlander, I have to say 2 thumbs up, and I'm not surprised. So hopefully I can get at least one more shave with it, if Jack will let me, and then I'll try the against the grain on the first pass tactic. But initial impressions, 2 thumbs up. Good quality shit right there. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you have a good upcoming week. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.